we so mean to the violists? Oh, violists, really, same difference. It's actually really funny to me how, like, musicians become their instruments. You know, don't mind them, it's just the tubas. Me, I'm a clarinet. Anyway, why are we so mean to the violists? You know, the viola jokes? Can you tell me the difference between a viola and a trampoline? Well, in my experience, you remove your shoes to jump on the trampoline. What's the definition of perfect pitch? It's when you throw a viola into a dumpster without hitting the rim. How can you tell if a viola is out of tune? The bow is moving. What's the difference between a violin and a viola? Ugh, the viola burns for longer. Well, we all know that violas burn for longer, but do you know why? Generally, the viola is in its case. Do you know how the canon was invented? Ooh, I know this one. There were these two violists who were gonna try to play the same passage together. What's the range of a viola? As far as you can kick it. Do you know what the difference is between a viola and a radio? Well, the radio plays music at least sometimes. Can you tell me what the definition is of a cluster chord? A viola section playing on the C string. So mean. So very, very mean. By the way, I asked Dad what the violists ever did, and without missing a beat, he responded, nothing. So the viola jokes probably originated in like the 18th century, when the viola part in like music was generally very uncomplicated and mostly just a filler part. Basically what I'm saying, the viola was a simple instrument, and so it attracted musicians that weren't very skilled. And so began its reputation as an instrument for musicians who lacked aptitude or skill, or who had aptitude and skill but were too lazy to learn the violin. In like the early 1700s in Italy, there's this story that happened that is thought to be the like source of many viola jokes, even though it's actually true for a given value of true. Francesco Geminiani was an Italian violinist who arrived in London in 1714. Like so many other expat musicians, by the way, there was this entire boom of them. They arrived in England in like the late 17th and the early 18th century. Now, as a young man, Geminiani was appointed head of the orchestra in Naples, and well, according to English music historian Charles Burney, he was, how shall we say it? Actually, I'm just gonna quote. So wild and unsteady a timist that instead of regulating and conducting the band, he threw it into confusion. And he was thus demoted to playing the viola. Also, I personally think the church might have had something to do with the fact that we're very, very mean to the violas today. See, there aren't very many solo pieces for viola in classical music, but viola-esque fiddles aren't entirely unheard of as solo instruments in folk music, which, as we all know, the church thought was uncouth and to be discouraged, and, like, we might think we're above the propaganda of the Catholic Church, but honestly, no, we're really, really not. I also read a thing about how Christianity is probably behind most people's fear of clowns. Anyway, that's me wondering why we're being so mean to the violas, suggesting a reason for why we're being mean to the violas, me being mean to the violas, and also, Albin says hi. See you on Thursday!